car on your way to work, do you ever think what could happen? Do you ever hear police sirens and just automatically assume you're safe? Mary Talby is a good example of what could happen on your way to work. Today I'm going to talk about Mary Talby's death and the news sources that covered it. We all watch the news or the media pretty much every day. This speech will allow you to observe the inconsistencies and the factual information that these stories contain. Mary Talby's death from a car accident was covered by several different news sources. These sources were then reviewed and researched to determine the inconsistencies between them. What could really happen on your way to work? Let's find out. Nick Blizzard and John Bedell, September 12, 2018, explained that Mary Talby was a 57-year-old wife and mother who was a real estate agent for 30 years. Talby and her car were struck by a Moraine, Ohio police cruiser. According to Cameron Knight, September 13, 2018, the police cruiser was in pursuit of a stolen Jeep and traveling 80 miles per hour in a residential neighborhood. Talby, a realtor for Iron Gate Realtors for 22 years, was meeting a client in a neighborhood Tuesday when the crash occurred. Talby first was struck by a vehicle trying to get out of the way of the police cruiser and was spun into the opposite direction into the line of the police cruiser. Talby and Matt Barry, the officer involved in the pursuit, were transported to the hospital. Blizzard and Bedell, September 12, 2018, write that Talby was pronounced dead at the hospital and Barry was treated and released with minor injuries. Now that we have the basic facts about what happened, let's look at the differences and similarities between the coverages. Blizzard and Bedell from My Dayton Daily News and Hager and Smith from Fox 19 Now coverages were very similar. Talby's side of the accident is told by Blizzard and Bedell and Hager and Smith. Hager and Smith and Blizzard and Bedell described Talby as a hardworking and kind woman with such passion. Blizzard and Bedell also cover Officer Barry's side of the story. They tell us that police say that Officer Barry was well within the protocol when he was pursuing the suspect at 80 miles per hour. Knight from the Cincinnati Enquirer and Moore from 22 Now questioned police protocol for stolen vehicle pursuits. Knight wrote that Talby's death is making people ask why police could conduct a high-speed chase in a residential neighborhood over a stolen Jeep. Moore asked why a life was lost over a stolen vehicle that could have been replaced. Lamb from Fox News covers only known facts about Talby's death and the opinions of her peers. Quotes were given by Talby's employer explaining that Talby should not be dead if the police car was going at a decent speed under 80 miles per hour. The majority of the story covered by Lamb contains factual information that was given at the scene or at the hospital after Talby was claimed dead. Now that we have looked at the differences and similarities in the coverages, we can now look at the analysis. The analysis of Mary Talby's death from different points of view show some inconsistencies. The analysis of Mary Talby's death from different points of view show some inconsistencies. Blizzard and Bedell discuss what happened during the police pursuit and the aftermath. They switched back and forth from the start, from the police side and the side of the citizens. One side that they were biased about was the way the police protocol can be more harmful than helpful for everyone involved. Blizzard and Bedell, September 12, 2018, tell their readers that at least 352 people, including one peace officer and 147 bystanders, were killed in law enforcement pursuits in Ohio between 1982 and 2014. Blizzard and Bedell took the story to another level by purposely mentioning these statistics to try to put the blame on the police department. Moore, September 13, 2018, takes Talby's peers' comments on the incident. Talby's death was taken as a sorrowful event in the eyes of her peers. Her peers are the ones who lost a life. and they want to know why the police let this happen. Dale Toadvine gave statements to the media and more as one of Talby's longtime friends. Toadvine could understand a police chase if the suspect had a weapon or was a clear danger. This is biased because he is a longtime friend and can't be quoted without being biased. Lamb and Knight, September 13, 2018, both have the same quotes from Talby's employer. Of course, Talby's peers are going to be biased because they are the ones who lost a life. They are grieving and or in shock of what took place in Talby's way to work. Talby's employer, Stephen Brown, was quoted by Lamb and Knight saying, "You can replace a car, you can't replace Mary's life." Of course, this statement is true, but is not following the law. Hager and Smith, September 13, 2018, covered Talby's accident as civilians questioning police protocol. Hager and Smith continue to have a biased coverage as they quote civilians' opinions of the situation. Hager and Smith earlier quoted Brown describing how every day our agents go out and you think you are safe. Why is a police agency chasing a car in a neighborhood? Those are the questions we want answered. Brown's quote in Hager and Smith's article is unreliable and only consists of his opinion. From Mary Talby's death to fact-checking the news sources, we can now come to a conclusion. Mary Talby died when her vehicle encountered a police car while she was driving to work. Talby's death was then covered by several different news sources and analyzed them to determine the inconsistencies between them. Never trust what you are told or what you read in the media. Always follow up on the sources to clarify that you are getting the facts. What can really happen on your way to work? In Mary Talby's case, the answer was fatal.